back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys, so I am here today to do a nice book haul. I haven't done one for a little while and I've been sent quite a few things, or I've picked up quite a few things recently that I am really excited about. Let's get started. So the first one is one that I was really kindly sent by Tor, the UK branch. This is the new Legends and Lattes edition, which has just been bought out by Tor. I actually read this when it was self-published by Travis Baldry. Really loved it. I've mentioned it on my channel before. My partner also absolutely loved it. And generally, I think everyone we've spoken to who's read it has said it's great, which I agree with. It's a lovely little story, very cozy, perfect for this time of year. The autumn vibes are strong, and it's actually been announced that it is going to be a kind of continued world. It's not exactly a series because I don't think it follows the same characters, but Travis is writing more books within this world and I'm very excited to see what he does next. So this is Legends and Lattes. It comes out on the 10th of November from Tor, and this is their beautiful cover version of it. Also inside the end papers are the original cover, which I think is really cool, because the original cover is what I first saw on Twitter and that kind of just drew me in. It was just something different and cool and quirky, so I'm really pleased they've kept that, and they've also done this lovely new cover art. It's beautiful. This story is just fantastic fun. It's about a retired barbarian called Viv who is going to kind of just live her retirement in a happy way by opening a coffee shop. Coffee is not something that is particularly well known in the area that she's trying to open the coffee shop, and she has a few struggles as she tries to open it and blend into the village and the town, but it's just so much fun. I think I gave this a solid 4.5, something like that. I really enjoyed this. Highly recommend. It's a fairly short book as well, so it's super easy reading, very fast and quick to get through, but just cozy, fun, and instant success. It will go proudly straight onto my read shelf. Next up, I actually have another book that I have already read. Shocking, I know. I picked up this one in Waterstones the other day. I had a voucher and I was very excited to use it. When I saw that this was being published, I was very excited. It's another Tor one. Tor are on a roll at the moment, picking up books by self-published authors or series and republishing them. So this is another series that originally it was self-published by the author TJ Klune, but then Tor bought the rights to it and they are republishing the series with these absolutely stunning covers. I love this cover. The original cover, I'll try and find a photo and put it on the screen. Didn't love that, wasn't that tempted to pick up the series, except that I really love TJ Klune, so I probably would have eventually got to it. But when I saw this cover, I knew I had to. I will probably be doing a full review of this, so I won't talk too much about it, but suffice to say, it's a story about werewolves and it's great. It's a rompy story about werewolves, and I just didn't expect to love it as much as I did, but I tore through it in 3 days. Fantastic. Definitely highly recommend. TJ Klune, I think I've talked about him plenty of times on my channel as well, but I love his stuff. This one was about 550 pages, so I was pretty pleased to read it as quick as I did in the evenings, and yeah, 4 stars, 4.5 stars for this one as well. Loved it. So good. Can't wait to read the rest of the series. Very disappointed that the next one is not out until like end of next year, I think I saw online. Why? It's already been published. Give me the beautiful editions. Anyway, I'm very excited that Tor are republishing it and it will get a wider audience to read it, like myself. Loved it. We'll be doing a full review very soon, so look out for that. Next up, I went to a book event, which if you haven't seen the video, I actually vlogged going up there, and then I have some footage of the 2 authors who were there talking about their books, so I'll link that video if you've not already seen it, and you can go check it out. But I won't really say too much about the books because the authors kind of explained a little bit in that video. So the first one is this one. It is a proof copy. The actual book is called The Daughters of Madurai, which is by Rajashree Barrier, or Raj Barrier, I think she was going by when I met up with her. It comes out in April of next year, so a while, but it is a story of mothers and daughters, infanticide, and the love and bond between a mother and daughter, even an unborn daughter. I think it tells the story from the point of view of the mother and then also of the daughter who she rescued from infanticide later on. So yeah, it's definitely not a typical read for me because I tend to read more sci-fi and fantasy, but it does sound like it will be heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, beautiful all at once. And the author was great to see live, and she was just so interesting. So she definitely made me want to read it, even though it is outside of my usual genre. And this one comes out, as I say, April next year. The next one that I have is this one, The Witching Tide by Margaret Mayer. Now, this was the other book that was talked about at the event, and again, Margaret was a fantastic person to watch talk about her story. She really made it sound very fascinating, and I want to try it, even though this one is a bit more fantasy because it is about the witch trials in England, kind of a fantastical, fictional take on a town where the witch hunter has come, and he and various women in the society are trying to uncover the witches. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty brutal story because witch hunting was not kind in any way, but I'm very excited. This one also comes out next year. It's actually a July release, so quite a way off, but I'm hoping that I'll read it before then and be able to tell you guys what I think of it. Again, pretty short, but this one probably sounds a little bit more likely for me to get to sooner than the other one. But with that being said, they do both sound really good. And if you want to know a bit more in detail about where the ideas came from for them, or the inspiration, or how they wrote about these characters and why, do go and check out that video that I'd mentioned where I have some footage from the authors. Next up, I was very kindly sent this one by the author of the book, and this is Ascendant, Songs of Chaos, Book 1, which is by Michael R. Miller. I've read some of Michael's books before and very much enjoyed them, but I haven't read this new series by him, and it is beautifully produced. Let me just say that. It is a hardback, like naked hardback, which I honestly wish happened more. I love a naked hardback. I think they're so beautiful. This one just sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's about dragons. A young man called Holt Cook, who was never meant to be a dragon rider, but then he rescues an egg and he's kind of bound to this dragon, and he has to prove his worthiness to the dragon. I love dragon stories. I think they're fantastic, so I'm very excited to give this one a go, and I hope that I will really enjoy it. I will let you guys know once I've read it. Next up, another one that I was also kindly sent by the author is this one, Dragon Dao, which is by Daniel A. Cohen, who is the author of the Coldmaker saga, which I did read on my channel a little while ago. I'm not sure if I've read the third one, thinking about it. Have I or have I not? I've definitely read the first two. I'm going to have to investigate and find out if I read the third or not. So Daniel's previous series, Coldmaker, was traditionally published, but this one is a self-published series, or self-published start of a series. Maybe it's just a one-off, I'm not sure. It doesn't say whether it's a one-off or not, but this one's self-published for now. It's about a world which is connected to our own. It says it's a dark, mystical and terrifying world, and there is a character called Louis who has to go and end up fighting in these kind of underground bloody battles, and then eventually he falls into Dragon Dao, the mystical birthplace of martial arts, and he unwittingly somehow ends up as part of this induction ceremony, and he has to awaken some sort of magic. And it sounds pretty intense, I must say. Ghosts, dangerous magic and unfathomable monsters, but yet Louis might be the most terrifying threat to the world yet. So that sounds pretty epic, I must admit. I'm excited to give this a go. It's a big chunky book as well. I think it might be longer than his previous ones because this is about 600 and something pages, and I think the other books were a sort of regular 300 to 400 page one. So a chunky read, definitely excited to read this one. Thank you to the author for sending it to me, can't wait. And then another one that I was very kindly sent by the publisher, that is this one, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This one was sent to me by Orbit in the UK, and it's a January 2023 release, so I'm very hopeful to get to this before it comes out and let you guys know. I got some swag with it, a little postcard. It came all nicely wrapped up, but I didn't know what it was, so I just unwrapped it and kept it on my shelf to haul for you guys. But this one sounds like it's going to be quite a fun one. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty warm, enchanting kind of read about a woman called Emily Wilde, who is an expert study on fairies. She is kind of an explorer from the sounds of it, and she travels around finding out about fairies. But as she travels, she encounters a man, Wendell Brambleby, which I already love, the very kind of British inspired names in this. They sound so fun. But Wendell Brambleby, he is a mysterious character. She doesn't know who he is, and in order to understand who he is and what he wants, she might even have to unlock her own heart. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty whimsical and fun. I'm excited to give it a go. It's not too long, about 300 pages, so hopefully I can get to this one pretty soon, and thank you to Orbit for sending it to me. And that is it, guys. Those are all the books that I've recently picked up. I am very excited about all of them. As I say, I've actually read some for once, so that's always a good start. Let me know which of the ones I've not read you would like me to get to most quickly so that I can review them for you. Thank you all so much for watching, and let me know what your most recent book purchase was and why. I shall see you very soon in another video. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.